Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Today I have something a little bit different for you. I am doing a two-page layout, but the pages are back to back, and the reason that is because I'm doing it on acetate. Over in the Rediscover Your Stash Facebook group, the month's focus is on using up acetate in your stash. So I decided to really challenge myself and use this full sheet of acetate from Hambly. It's super old, been in my stash a long time, and I thought, what better way than to go ahead and use it as a full sheet, especially since it's got that large graphic on the background. So I don't know what else I would do with it. It's not something you'd really want to cut apart. So I went ahead and dug out some photographs from Halloween of 2009 and thought this black chandelier would be perfect for it. And you can see there I also have several other pieces of acetate. That Happy Halloween, the orange star, and the silver cat. Those are all from, I believe, Fancy Pants. So I'm going to be using those. And then I am going to use a few other pieces of acetate from Jelly Bean Soup. You can see those in the upper left-hand corner. And I'm going to go ahead and do a bunch of mixed media on my layout here. I'm using some Nouveau mousse. It is the embellishment mousse, and the color is called Orange Blush. And then I'm also going to use some glitter paste from Bo Bunny in Pumpkin. And the glitter paste, I'm just going to put a little bit of that over the mousse to give a little sparkle in the on the top of the mousse. I'm not putting a thorough layer over it, so it's not like gobbed on there. It's just a hint of the glitter. And I'm going to have to set that aside to dry because I can't heat it with my heat gun because it would melt the acetate. So once that is dry, I will do the same thing on the reverse side. And I'm not actually going to show you me doing that on the reverse side because you get the idea of how to put the mousse and the glitter paste through a stencil onto your layout. So here I am going to take these pieces of acetate that I think I'm going to use, and I'm going to treat those with the Nouveau mousse and the glitter paste as well, because I know I want those to show up. Otherwise, those are completely transparent and they wouldn't really show up very well on the layout at all if I didn't treat them somehow. And I thought, well, this would be a kind of a fun way to treat them rather than using like maybe, my Copic markers or something like that. This gives a little bit of texture and a little bit of shine and kind of draws everything together. So basically, since I'm using this sheet of acetate, anything I do on the top, you're going to see on the reverse side. Now I could easily put it into my my album with a white sheet of paper behind it so that you don't see anything on the back, and then have another layout on the reverse side, and that would work out great and that would work out fine, no problems. But I thought, what a fun way to do it would to have it so that it's transparent in the album. But in order to do that, I need something on the back so you don't see the back of everything that I've glued to the front. So I have 4 photos here. Actually, I have 5 photos, but I cut 2 of them down and glued them together to make them one. So I will have 2 on the front and 2 on the back, and everything that I do on the front will be mirror image on the back. Now I don't have 2 of these stars and I don't have 2 of the cats, so I'm going to cut those out of this purple paper. And this is some like specialty paper. It's kind of metallic and it's crinkled up, but it works, and I don't know where I got it. It's been in my stash for years, so another thing I'm stash busting is some of this purple paper, and I'll be using some of that in silver as well later on in this layout. So at the moment, I think I'm going to use this Happy Halloween on the front of this photo, but I will end up changing that and using it on a different photo. But to stick that down, I'm using Zots, and they're the micro, I think they're micro. Maybe I should look at that. They are the Zots Bling, and I got those at the Secret Not Secret Kit Club retreat. Those were in our goodie bags. So I'm going to go ahead and stick them down with that. And since there's writing on it on the acetate, you can't see the Zots at all. And then I know that this star, I only want the purple to show where the orange is. So when I do it on the reverse side, there is some black outlining around the orange star, and I don't mind that showing through, but I just want it to cover up the orange from showing through on the background or on the back side of the page. And you're going to see all that as I put it together. I'm doing the same thing with the cat. I'm cutting out the exact same cat in this purple so that when I put him on the front of the page, he doesn't show through on the back of the page as well. It's kind of funny because you'll see me when I go to put it down, I kind of play with whether I'm going to put him frontwards or backwards. And when I say frontwards or backwards, I mean the silver piece. When you flip it over, it actually has a black cat on the back with, I think, green eyes. And I could have used it that way, but I really liked the silver kind of glittery effect because it matches the Happy Halloween that's on the photograph in the upper right hand corner of my screen right now. So one of the reasons I decided to move the words Happy Halloween off of the photo that's in the upper right hand corner there is because I didn't actually want to draw extra attention to that photograph. That's actually not my child. It's a friend of theirs from 4-H. And so I wanted to put more emphasis on a photo that had my own kid in it, which the photo in the center of the screen has my daughter in it. She's the one on the right hand side. And so I will be putting the Happy Halloween onto that photograph to draw more emphasis to it. Now I finally have both sides done. It took me a while to get them both done because they needed to dry. And the photo that's the top photo of those two photos is my son on the left hand side with the green face, and my husband is on the right hand side. And I'm sure you can probably read the sign on his chest. It says nudist on strike, which all of the kids thought that was hilarious. This is actually at a 4-H Halloween party. And so I wanted to make sure I got all of the boys on one side of the layout, and then when you flip it over, it's the girls on the other side. So it'll be my daughter and her friends. And like I said before, the bottom photo, bottom right hand side is my daughter. The other ones are friends of hers. And those orange doilies, those are from Doodlebug. I've had those in my stash quite a while as well. I don't use colored doilies that often, and so this is the perfect layout to use it on. I actually got to use two of them because it's back to back. And then here I am struggling with that cat again, trying to decide where do I really want him, and do I want the black side or the silver side to show up. And then I also didn't want him next to where it says Happy Halloween because that was just too much silver on the bottom of the layout. So here's where I decide I'm going to go ahead and move those over to the flip side and draw more attention to that photo. And there you can see the black side of the cat, which is super cute as well. I actually almost like it a little bit better than the silver, but since the Happy Halloween was in silver, I decided to go ahead and leave him silver. And now I'm trying to remove a couple of those dots got stuck on to the photograph, and so I want to make sure I get those off so it doesn't stick to everything. And I'm just using my tape runner because there's not so many transparent parts on a couple of these acetate pieces. It works out fine. And then I knew I wanted to bring the purple to the front side of the layout, which I'm calling the side with the boys' photos on it, the front side. So I went ahead and put the purple star on that side and the orange star on the back side. So that's my thought process there. And then I went ahead and used these pieces of acetate from Jelly Bean Soup on this photograph, and this little Xyron sticker maker is a disposable sticker maker. We got these also in our Secret Not Secret Kit Club retreat goodie bags, and this is the first time I've used mine. And I kind of remember why I don't use the the little one that's not disposable, because I don't like all of the adhesive boogers that it leaves behind. And so it took me a while to get those cleaned up so that they're not stuck all over the layout. I think at the end of the day I got about 9 pieces of acetate on this layout, which is probably a record for me. And I think it all came out pretty well. Now I'm going to go ahead and add some pieces around the sides of the photos. I wanted to have a little bit more of I didn't matte the photos, so I wanted to have kind of a matting effect, but without matting them. So I have some tab dyes that I'm using to go ahead and cut out some orange, purple, and black. And this black paper is also from Hambly. It's got a bit of I don't want to say a texture. It's a black on black print is what I'm trying to say. And it does have a little bit of a texture. It's a bit shimmery. And so I'm using that just to kind of jazz it up a little bit. The pink dyes that you see there, those I believe are Bow Bunny. And yeah, I think those are Bow Bunny dyes. And I love them. They work great, and they work excellent with this little tiny sidekick. And I really enjoy using it because it doesn't take up a lot of room. It's lightweight. I can just pop it over to my desk, cut what I want. I've got quite a few dies that fit through it, so it works out really well. And eventually I know I'm going to need something in the upper left-hand corner, so I went ahead and cut out some banner shapes. I do not know where these ones are from. They could be, I'm not even going to guess. I'm not even sure where they're from. But I went ahead and used the same papers as I used for the tabs because I wanted to, have everything coordinate. And so I'm going to use those in the upper right-hand corner. And then I do have a large one there that I'm going to cut out of that black paper. And that's going to kind of balance the layout out a little bit, because I know it's really heavy on the right-hand side when you're looking at the front of the layout. When you flip it over, it's the reverse. It's heavy on the left-hand side. So, and then I've got some bat dies, and those are from Do Crafts, and those are either their dinky dies or mini dies, and pretty much all of those fit through the sidekick, and I've got a whole bunch of those. I love how they come out, and I know I'm cutting double of what I'm going to use on one side because when I flip over the layout, they're going to be on the reverse side as well. So I'm using that same black paper, just kind of keep everything coordinating. The silver spiderweb die, that is also from Do Crafts, and it fits right through the dinky, the sidekick, and I'm not sure if it's a mini die or a dinky die, but that's where I'm going to be using some of the silver paper that is a lot like that purple paper. It's that crinkled metallic paper. So I'm going to go ahead and use that, and then I will end up cutting that piece in half so that it, actually maybe I already did it, so that it can be used on both sides. It does have a spider in that spider web, but when I cut it in half, you can't tell because it cut kind of right through him. And I'm going to go ahead and pop the bat wings up onto foam tape to give them a little bit of dimension and to keep them from smooshing down when I put them into the page protector. And then I'm going to do, you can see the foam tape there on their wings. So the center of them has the Zotz bling, and then their wings have the foam tape. Wow, this is a really good way to see exactly how you've adhered everything down, is to do it on acetate. So again, just back to back, everything's going down. And then kind of at the last minute, actually it really was at the last minute, I had already photographed everything for this film, or for this process video, and then I went ahead and added a little bit more of that orange paper to the top of each photo to look like, I'm sorry, didn't explain that well, to look like it is peeking out of the top photo and on each side. So you'll see it in the close-ups. So close-ups are coming up pretty soon. I'm just noting down each of the girls' names that are in the photo, the date, and that it's 4-H Halloween. So close-ups are on their way in just a few minutes. If you've enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit the thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber and would like to subscribe, go ahead and hit the subscribe button as well. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you've really enjoyed this video, and I hope you come back and check out what I do on my next video. My last little few touches here, I'm going to add some of these oversized chunky enamel dots. These have been in my stash for ages as well. I think they're my mind's eye, but don't quote me on that. I'm not sure where the hexagon ones are from, but those have been in my stash for quite a while also, because they're an odd shape or an odd size, but I thought this is the perfect layout to use them on. And then I've also got some purple gems that are going on this layout. So stick around for the close-ups. I will see you next time. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and happy Halloween. I know it's coming up soon, so